She took a break to find herself, slept with other men for 6 months, came back begging. I said, hello everyone. Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's begin the video. Using a throwaway for obvious reasons with certain specifics modified to preserve anonymity. She took some time off to figure herself out, slept with other men for half a year, then came back begging me. I told her no. The fallout that followed left her speechless and gave her exactly what she deserved. I need to vent because keeping this inside is seriously eating me up. For 5 years, I, a 29-year-old guy, built a life with someone who threw it all away chasing some pointless journey of self-discovery. Her name was Amanda, 27 years old. Up until 6 months ago, I truly believed she was the one for me. We met when I was 24, just promoted to assistant manager at a tech startup, while she was fresh out of nursing school, doing long shifts at Denver Health. I remember thinking she was way out of my league, this stunning, caring woman who saved lives while I was just managing spreadsheets and filing papers. It's wild how that whole dynamic changed over time. By the time everything fell apart, I was earning $95, $0 a year as an office manager, leading a team of more than 20 people. Meanwhile, she was making $72, $0, but constantly complaining about burnout from the ER. Money was never a big issue between us. I usually took care of most of the bills so she could save more. I wanted us to build something real together. But 3 weeks ago, she came home after a rough shift. Some kid had died in the ER and she was visibly shaken. I held her as she cried, cooked her favorite dinner, ran her a bath, normal boyfriend stuff I'd done tons of times before. But this time, something felt different. She kept looking at me like she didn't recognize me. After her third glass of wine, she told me, "I need to talk to you about something." Her voice was trembling. My gut knew before my brain did. You know that feeling when the room suddenly feels 10 degrees colder, when your body goes into fight or flight mode. Even though you're just sitting on your couch, I need a break. That one statement hit me harder than any punch. I asked her what she meant. Were we breaking up? Was she cheating? Did I do something wrong? She said, "It's not you," trying to sound firm but failing. I don't know who I am anymore. Between the hospital, us, everything, I've lost myself. She told me she needed time to figure out who Vanessa really was, outside of being just her boyfriend or her nurse. The suitcase sitting by the door should have been my first clue that this wasn't a discussion, it was a goodbye. She'd already made her mind up, had already packed her things, leaving me with no chance to change her mind or come with her. I didn't beg, I couldn't, not with my pride, but I asked the practical questions. How long? Where would she stay? What about our lease? What about us? She kept saying, "I just need time, maybe 6 months. I'll be staying with my friend Jessica in Aurora." She insisted it wasn't about anyone else, just that she needed to do this for herself. That night she left. With 2 suitcases and 5 years of my life. She left me in our 2-bedroom apartment in Capitol Hill, surrounded by her stuff, her scrubs still tossed in the laundry, her coffee mug in the sink, hair ties scattered everywhere. I'm not a weak man. I run a department, make tough calls every day, fire people when needed. But that first night alone, I sat on our bed and felt something inside me shatter. Not my heart, something more fundamental. Like the operating system of my life just crashed and I had no backup. The next morning I did what I do best. I compartmentalized and threw myself into work. I showed up early, stayed late, buried myself in projects. My team probably wondered why I suddenly cared so much about every little detail, but no one questioned the guy signing their reviews. It's been 3 weeks now. I come home to an apartment that feels like a damn museum of what we used to be, pictures, mementos, everything reminding me of what I lost. And during those 3 weeks, mutual friends kept asking where Amanda was, and I had to explain she was taking some time for herself. I kept checking her Instagram every night like some addict. That's where things got interesting. Amanda's profile used to be full of pictures of her in scrubs, exhausted post-shift selfies, us hiking in Rocky Mountain National Park, date nights, normal relationship stuff. But then, about a week after she left, everything changed. First, it was her posting new workout pics, which I figured was just her dealing with stress. Then came those nightlife photos. Her in dresses I'd never seen, at clubs we'd never been, dancing with strangers I didn't recognize. It seemed like she was exploring, finding herself, whatever that even means. But last night I saw a post that made me write this entire thing. It was Amanda in a bikini I definitely didn't buy her, some beach in Miami, with a guy's arm around her waist. The caption: "Sometimes you have to lose yourself to find yourself." Her nurse friends were hyping her up in the comments. "Queen, living your best life, you deserve this." But what was she deserving of? A vacation she couldn't afford when we were together. That bikini cost more than she used to spend on groceries in a month. The background showed bottle service, no doubt paid. For with money I knew she didn't have. I get it now. Finding yourself means something different for her. She wanted to cheat without guilt, live out some social media fantasy without the boring boyfriend who actually cared about the future. My buddies tell me to block her, move on, focus on myself. And I am. Crushed a major work presentation yesterday, got whispers about a senior manager opening, started hitting the gym at 5 a.m., even cleaned out her side of the closet and donated her stuff. But what's really tearing me apart is this: she's coming back. They always do. When her money's gone, when the new guys stop calling, she'll realize that finding herself was just her way of making stupid decisions. She'll show up at my door crying, begging for another shot. And when that happens, I can't just take her back that. But I want her to see what she threw away, what she could have had if she hadn't decided 5 years of love, stability, and growth weren't enough. I'm not a vengeful guy by nature. I build teams, solve problems, create solutions. But right now, a part of me, growing stronger every day, wants her to feel my pain, to realize some breaks can't be fixed. Some journeys end in dead ends. So for now, I'm focusing on me, keeping tabs, documenting everything she posts and does, because I know this mess will blow up eventually. And when it does, I want proof. She wanted to find herself, fine, but she's going to lose everything else in the process. 3 months later, I posted an update. Honestly, the support I got was overwhelming. You asked for an update, here it is. The past 3 months have been a brutal lesson in watching someone self-destruct. Remember when I said Amanda was finding herself? Well, apparently, herself is a 27-year-old woman with the decision-making skills of a drunk college freshman, the kind who blows through her savings and blows up her life. Here's a quick rundown of those months. First, the exploration phase. She moved from Aurora to a fancy studio in Lodu. I know the place costs at least $1, $200 a month. Started posting gym selfies at some high-end club downtown. Her membership probably costs $200 a month. She bought a new wardrobe that would make a real housewife jealous. Then she took a trip to Vegas with her friends, meaning other nurses escaping their responsibilities. Month 2 was living my best life. She went to Miami, turned that into a week-long party based on her stories. Scottsdale for some wellness retreat that looked more like a pool party with Instagram models. And she kept posting cryptic quotes about self-growth and knowing your worth. She even upgraded her tech: new iPhone, new MacBook, new everything. But come month 3, her mask started slipping. The frequent posts slowed down. She kept showing the same few guys in her stories. The guys paying for her nights out or just there for a good time. She went from exclusive restaurants to bottle service at trashy clubs, crying about how exhausting her journey was. Thing is, I knew her savings, the real numbers, and they didn't add up. She'd probably blown through at least $25, $0 in just 3 months. Her $15, $0 nest egg long gone. The math only makes sense if those random guys are funding her lifestyle. Meanwhile, I'd built a little empire. I got that big promotion to senior manager, now earning $115K plus bonuses, moved into a cool loft in Reno, bought my dream Audi S5, and started dating casually. Not serious, just reminding myself there are women who don't have to destroy a relationship to find themselves. My Instagram now is all about success: my car, my new place, dinners with my team, weekend trips to Aspen. No thirst traps, no inspirational quotes, just a guy living his best life. And then unexpectedly I started getting messages. First from her friends. "Hey, I heard you got promoted, congrats." Them testing the waters, seeing if I still hurt over her. Then some accidental text from Amanda herself. "Sorry, meant to send this to someone else," she'd say, late at night 3 times in a week. "But last week, oh man, she screwed up big time. See, nurses know they need to maintain standards, professionalism, integrity, the whole spiel. When you're calling in sick to go party in other states and posting proof on social media." Yeah, her supervisor follows her on Instagram. "She called me crying, actually crying. No texts, no DMs, but calling me like it's 2005. "I think I'm going to lose my job," she sobbed. "HR wants to talk about my attendance." I asked why she was calling me, since, remember, we're on a break. I'm not her boyfriend anymore. I didn't know who else to call. All her supposed friends are just looking for a good time. "You're the only one who actually cares about me," she said. Yeah, I know, but that wasn't enough 6 months ago, was it? I kept it short and told her, be honest with HR, take responsibility, figure it out. What I didn't share was that I'd already heard through the grapevine Denver's medical scene is small, and she was on thin ice. Multiple no-shows, coming in hungover, distracted during shifts. That nurse who used to cry over dying patients. Gone, replaced by someone more interested in their next trip than patient care. Turns out her studio apartment she couldn't afford. She's 2 months behind on rent now, another thing she threw away in her quest to find herself. Meanwhile, I'm thriving. My team just landed a huge deal that'll make my bonuses look like winning the lottery. I've been seeing a lawyer, Sophia, who's got her act together. She owns her condo, drives a Tesla she bought herself, and thinks taking a break from a relationship to party is the dumbest thing ever. And here's the kicker. I kept every post, every story, every tagged photo. I've got evidence of her making out with random dudes, sick days in Miami and Vegas, her living my best life captions while she was supposed to be working. Not because I'm bitter, okay, maybe a little, but I knew this day would come. She's spiraling and I'm just waiting for her to show up at my door. When she does, she'll realize that some things, once broken, can't be fixed, only abandoned. She'll be stranded on that island of her own making. Keep watching, boys. The final act is coming, and trust me, it's going to be legendary. 6 weeks later, I posted an update. Honestly, the support was insane. You asked for an update, so here it is. These past 3 months have been one big lesson in watching someone self-destruct in real time. And Amanda, well, finding herself turned out to be a disaster with the decision-making skills of a drunk freshman. Let me paint the picture. Month 1, she's in full exploration mode. She moved to a luxe studio in Lodhu, costs at least $200 month, started posting gym pics from some upscale downtown gym, bought a wardrobe that would make TV housewives jealous, took a trip to Vegas with her nurse friends, escaped city responsibilities. Month 2, she's on a roll. Miami, the big party trip she bragged about, turned into a week-long binge based on her stories. Scottsdale for some wellness retreat that looked more like a pool party with models. Kept posting cryptic signs about growth, self-worth. Upgraded all her tech, new iPhone, MacBook, whatever makes her look fancy. And then month 3, the cracks begin to show. Her posts slowed down. Same few guys peek in her stories. They're paying for her nights out, the ones she's swiping right on. She's gone from posh restaurants to regular clubs, crying about how exhausted her journey is. And here's the thing, I did my homework. Her savings. Barely $15, $0. She's blown through at least $25, $0 in 3 months. The math only makes sense if the guys she's with are funding her life. Meanwhile, I kept building my empire. That promotion to senior manager, finalized. Now earning $115, $0 plus bonuses. Moved into a sick loft in Reno. Bought the Audi S5 I'd always wanted. Casual dating, nothing serious. Just reminding myself that there are women out there who don't have to ruin a relationship to find themselves. My Instagram shows the real life, success, stability, good vibes, no thirst traps, no fake motivation, just a dude doing his thing. Then I started hearing from her friends. Hey, heard about your promotion, congrats. Testing the waters, seeing if I was still hung up. Then the accidental text from Amanda herself, sorry, meant for someone else, 3 times late at night in 1 week. But last week, she really screwed up. See, nurses have standards, professionalism, accountability. When you're calling in sick to party across states and posting proof, her supervisor follows her. She called me crying like it was 2005, panicked she'd lose her job. HR wants to meet. I asked, why are you calling me? We're on a break. I told her be honest, own it, but I already knew. Denver's medical community is small, her attendance issues, no-shows, hangovers, those aren't secret. She's pretty much radioactive now. Meanwhile, I hit another level. My team landed a huge contract, bonus time. I've been seeing Sophia owning a condo, driving her own Tesla, totally over the nonsense of taking breaks from relationships to party. And the best part, I saved every single post proof of her spiral. Her kissing random guys, her days in Vegas and Miami, her captions about living my best life. I wasn't bitter, just prepared. Because I knew this was inevitable. She's spiraling and it's only a matter of time until she shows up again. When she does, she'll see that some bridges, once burned, stay that way. They leave you stranded on the island of your own making, trust me. So stay tuned, big finale coming soon and it's going to be epic. 6 weeks later, I dropped the final update. The support was crazy. I've been living my best life, closing deals, getting raises, and with Sophia I'm officially committed. Just 3 weeks ago, I got a text from an unknown number. It was her mom. Hey, this is Amanda's mom. I know you probably don't want to hear from us, but I wanted to apologize. We believed her lies. You were good to her. I didn't bother replying, but Amanda, she kept coming back. Last week, she emailed me, long, rambling, full of guilt, about her therapy sessions with what money. Her realization she had commitment issues from childhood. She finally understood she lost the best thing in her life, and I just deleted it. Archive. Kept moving. What's crazy is how the story spread through Denver's medical scene. Amanda's flameout became a cautionary tale, literally called pulling a Amanda when someone's about to make a terrible mistake. She couldn't find work anymore. Her license was under review. Her name was in court documents from her ex-Miami guy's divorce. She burned every bridge, professional, social, romantic. Now, last I heard, she moved back to her parents' place in Colorado Springs. No job, no savings, no prospects. Just a bunch of Instagram memories and the fact she traded a guy who loved her unconditionally for 6 months of partying that cost her everything. Me, I'm on top of the world. My lawyer, by the way, Sophia, she's helping me plan a trip to Bali. My career's booming. Life is good when you know your worth and you don't settle for less. Amanda wanted to find herself. Looks like she did, alone, serving drinks to the life she left behind. And I'm done. Done with the anger, the pettiness, the revenge fantasies. The best revenge, living well, and I am. To every guy out there feeling like he's too boring, too stable, too predictable, forget that. Your stability is your strength. Your predictability is your reliability. Your boring life, that's actually beautiful. Never let anyone tell you building a future isn't exciting, that loving deeply is less valuable than hooking up widely. Never, ever take back someone who only left because they thought the grass was greener, only to realize it was just spray paint. Next year, I'm marrying Sophia. We're buying a house in Cherry Hills and starting a family. Building the life I always dreamed of with someone who actually wants that too. Amanda. She'll probably be serving the champagne at our engagement party. I'll tip her well, just like she taught me the most valuable lesson I'll ever learn. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Peace out, brothers, I've found my queen. And the woman who wanted to find herself. She's still lost, serving appetizers to the life she walked away from. Thanks for sticking around till the end. If you like what we do, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.